So it sounds like discounted property, below market value property is your thing.
Mm.
And a little birdie told me that you secured not one, but two deals where you've got £160,000 discount
Yeah.
off each property.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So it was a really interesting situation. And there is a reason why we were able to get such a big discount. But the properties themselves were really close to where I live. And I know the area really, really well. And it was a pair of 3-bedroom terraced houses. Really, really sought after area. They are worth about, once they were done up and renovated, and they both needed about 20 grand spending on them.
Okay. It's not massive.
Each. No, just quite cosmetic, a bit of a cosmetic uplift. They would have been worth about 360.
Wow.
In the current condition, probably 320, that kind of thing. We got them agreed at £160,000, so 50% discounted for both of them. Now, the reason that is, though, is because they had protected tenants in.
Okay, yeah.
And so some people might not be aware, protected tenant is essentially, so the situation that unfolded in this was that the person who owned the properties passed away, passed it down to family was selling it. Before the person passed away, they signed an agreement with the tenant saying that they would be protected tenants regardless of what happens to him. And the tenants were paying, and that means that essentially you can't get rid of them.
Yes.
Unless the tenants decide to move out or the tenants pass away, you cannot get rid of those
And
tenants.
in some of those protected tenancies, the next generation can actually
They can. Yeah, so if family then decide to move in. So it was a really sticky situation, and what made it worse was these two properties were rented out, one for £250 a month,
right,
and one for £300 a month.
Gosh. Which at some point in the past would have been a decent rent.
That would have made sense.
Yeah,
when you
but not today.
Yeah, years ago when you bought it for 10 grand, but when it's worth 300 plus, it really devalues the property.
Yes. So when you think of that in terms of just a context in terms of return, that's probably like what 1% return on your money at 300 something thousand.
Yeah.
It makes no sense for somebody to want to buy them.
Not at all. You could actually be better off putting your money in the bank.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous when you're thinking about buying property. So that was a really interesting situation. Now the investor that I had for that, it's the trader I was talking about.
Yeah.
He loves risk.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves risk. And so he was willing to take that on at a 50% discount.
Yes.
With the assumption that he would then sell that on to somebody else. But it was interesting getting something agreed 50% below it.
Phenomenal. I think the real learning there is that the bigger discounts come with bigger problems,
and that's it,
bigger challenges,
and that's what people don't realize. So I get a lot of people say to me, I'm not buying that house, it's 25% discounted, but it's got a problem tenant.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's why.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
There's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You can't get, it's highly unlikely, it's very rare you get a pristine property, vacant possession that is beautiful, and you get it significantly discounted. It just doesn't happen.
But the business of property is about resolving problems, and so when looking for problematic properties or problematic situations that a seller might be in, because they could be in financial difficulty or something, so it's still a problem that you're resolving.